Hi everyone, my name is Yasmn, and today I would like to tribute this video to Dr. Moulidi, the founder of MLA, whom without I would not be where I am today. I believe I joined MLA back in 2004 in Tehran, and to my mom's surprise, we had to continuously argue because I did not want to learn English. I wanted to learn French, and my mom believed that English was more important than French. So after a lot of arguments, I gave into the idea of learning English. My mom had searched every institute in Tehran, and she convinced me and promised me that MLA would be the best option for me. So we finally make an appointment, and I go to meet everyone at MLA. And they tell me that I need to do an entrance exam, and oh my god, I was shaking because I was sure I could not do even one question, and I couldn't. So I got out of the room, I talked with Mrs. Moulidi, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't think I can even read a sentence, And they were very nice, very comforting. They told me that it is gonna be alright and that I can start all the way from the beginner's level. So I did. To my surprise, something very interesting now that I look back, and this is 15 years ago, with all the limitations that Iran was facing even back then, that the team that Dr. Moulidi had put together was just fantastic. You had all the young teachers that could speak English so fluently, and they were creative, and their approaches were so modern. I feel like I was really, really blessed to have the opportunity to learn English in that setting, because I know you could not find it anywhere else. I remember that when you would walk into the institute, you had a giant chart that had put all the English books there, and they would start from headways, and back in those days they were teaching spectrum, which I believe have it somewhere in my shelf. And every time that I would walk in, I just wanted to go to the next level, because the energy that was there would just push you to want to learn more and do more. And so I did it. I would wake up every day just counting the hours of when I would be in the classes, because I think one thing that was really interesting was that when I walked into the institute, it didn't feel like Iran really. It felt like a very modern Western environment where everyone was speaking English, all the young students, the young teachers there, the best. And just the environment really gave you such energy that you couldn't see anywhere else. So one day I remember, I think I was either upper intermediate or advanced, I can't really remember, but I was having a chit chat outside the class with one of my teachers. I believe it was Mr. Rustam, so one of the best. I really owe a lot of my knowledge to him. And Dr. Moulidi overheard me from the office, and he just walked out and asked if he could have a chit chat with me after my class was over. So I had a lot in my head thinking, oh gosh, what's going on, And after the class finished, I went to meet Dr. Moulidi, and to my biggest surprise, he offered if I would like to teach a couple of classes in the institute. And that's where my journey as a teacher started, pretty much. I was only 16 years old. I had no training. I had no idea, but I was rest assured that I would get the training, that my classes will be observed, that I would get very constructive feedback, and they gave me the confidence that I can do it. And that opened another world for me. I was a very shy person, and I never thought that, at that age I could, start something that, might be what is interesting and I would like it. And well, I'm still a teacher, so I'm so glad for that opportunity back then. I started teaching beginners. I was teaching adults. I was 16. Some of my students were 25. I had up to 63 years old, a very nice lady who was learning English to be able to communicate with her grandchildren who were in Canada. And what an amazing journey. I mean, it was anything, I think, a girl at that age with, the limitations in Iran could wish for. So Dr. Moody did give me that opportunity. My classes were observed. I got feedback. Now that I look back again, because I started studying, English language teaching, I was sitting in my master's classes, and some of the topics that were talked about were the feedback that I was getting, 15 years ago. And to know that I was trained with the best was the best feeling, I think. Something you really need to know about Dr. Moody is that he was always pushing for more and more. And that's something that I really admire. And I remember in one of his projects, he wanted to invite a group of administrators from universities in Malaysia to come to Iran, and he wanted to put up an exhibition for other students in Iran to have the opportunity that if they would like to study abroad, to be given that opportunity. And again, I was honored to be one of the interpreters in the exhibition. And after that, I believe that exhibition pretty much inspired me to want to study abroad. So a couple of months later, I decided that I was going to study abroad. So I came to Thailand and I registered in one of their international universities here. I went against what I really wanted to do, and I started studying telecommunication science, but deep in my heart, I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. So I did it for 2 years, and I had to give up because that was not what I was passionate about. So I transferred all my credits, and I registered to study English language teaching. So finished my bachelor, decided to do my master's, and meanwhile in Thailand, I was looking for jobs. And it was very difficult in the beginning given the fact of where we come from. But again, once you're trained with the best, nobody can basically close their eyes to what you can do as a teacher if you really have the knowledge and you know what you want to do. So I was very fortunate to finally get a call from one of the Singaporean international schools in Bangkok called Glory Singapore International School. And I was given the opportunity to go for a demo. So I did that, and the next day I got a call back saying that I could start teaching there. And for me, I was like, wow, an Iranian girl in an international school in Thailand, that's really difficult to land something like that. And not a day I walk into that school and do not feel grateful for the opportunity that I had in Iran, because again, if I had never walked into that institute, I would never be where I am right now. So about a year later, I got promoted to be the head of English department. 1 year later, head of all the teachers, and now I am the vice principal in Glory Singapore International School. Once again, I don't think, doesn't matter what I said, nothing, can do the justice, but thank you so much, Dr. Moody. Thank you so much for your hard work, for the team that you put up, for all the modern methodologies, everything. And I hope that you keep going. And last but not the least, I want you, Dr. Moody, to know that we see how hard you're working. We know how difficult it is. And I hope to God that you keep pushing, because Iran needs more educators like you. The learners need somebody like you. Someone like me who was given the opportunity. And I can be forever grateful for that. Keep pushing. I pray every day, and I'm so proud when I see the amount of hard work you put to create more seminars, more exhibitions, those live, sessions on Instagram, educating the educators. They all matter. Thank you very much.